what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy the LSU football front. A couple of spring transfers coming in. And I'll go ahead and get to the one that I missed when we were out of town for spring break. But LSU lands South Florida D lineman Bernard Gooden. He was, interestingly enough, so Pete Nakos of On3, who recently reported the Iamaleava story. Iamaleava's dad takes to Twitter and starts calling him a B word. Then Nakos gets a raise from Shannon Terry immediately afterwards because everything he was saying was true. So I that's just a funny story, but that's who Pete is. So Pete had an article on the biggest on the spring transfers that will have the biggest impacts this season. And yes, Iamaleava was one on that list, but Bernard Gooden was fourth. Out of all of the spring transfers specifically, Bernard Gooden at LSU was ranked fourth. He's an all-AAC honorable mention player. He had 10 TIFLs last year, 35 tackles, 10 TIFLs, 1.5 sacks. And look, he's somebody who's earned his way up. He redshirted at Wake Forest in 21. Then he plays all 12 games, Wake Forest in 23. And how about this? Maybe he didn't have a good enough lawyer because he actually sat out 23 because he transferred. He transferred and had to sit out because of transfer rules to South Florida. Then he played very well last year for South Florida. Again, 10 TIFLs. And I want to get to that path, but first let's talk about the other player. The bigger name, the more recent name, Tigers land Houston transfer safety A.J. Haulcy. And this is a big-time get. I mean, this guy, first team All Big 12 last season. Honorable mention All-American. 74 tackles, 5 picks, 13 passes defended. Again, first team All Big 12 safety position of need. Honorable mention All-American. And he too has had an interesting path. He played 12 games. He started 9 as a freshman in New Mexico. And then he transfers over to Houston where he had a very good sophomore and junior year. And now he's at LSU. And before I let you talk about Haulcy, Taylor, because I know you want to, how about that, man? That is one of the good parts about the transfer portals that I feel like gets painted as bad a lot. And I know that it hurts if you're a fan of Houston or you're a fan of South Florida. Definitely. But, and I don't mean this to be dismissive just because I'm a fan of one of the big dogs. I'm approaching this from the standpoint of this. All of us in life, if we do our job well, we want the chance for upward mobility, right? If we do our job well, we want the chance at a promotion. We want the chance at a better salary. That's every single facet of life. You do well and you want the opportunity to get upgraded. And that never existed in college football. And yet now you have a guy like Gooden who starts his career at Wake Forest, goes to South Florida, now at LSU because he has earned it. Not just because he was big in high school and people thought he was going to be good, the services did. No, he earned it on the field. Haulcy, maybe even a bigger example, starts his career at New Mexico. Immediately plays as a freshman, plays in 12 games, starts in 9. Then he goes to Houston, balls out. Now he's going to be playing in Death Valley. Both Death Valleys this season. Weekend 1, he'll be on the field on a game that 20 million people will be watching. Probably more like 10. But still, 10 million people will be watching. Not because he was thought to be good coming out of high school, but because he earned it. And that's one of the cool parts about modern college football is you have that upward mobility and you can see, okay, what can I do when I continue to challenge myself against the best? And I think that's great. Now, Taylor, what about Haulcy? Seems like the perfect addition.
I think it was the biggest portal addition you've got in this spring window. I mean, look, I love Bernard Gooden, but you needed safety help bad because we had talked about, how good they had done in that early portal window. My only complaint was I thought you needed 2 safeties. You only took one in Tamarcus Cooley. But now when you look at their safety room, I always thought you had good young talent. Like Deshaun Spears, Javian Tovianos, Joel Rogers, like all those guys were high recruits. They're talented players. They just haven't done much at LSU. You have CJ Jim Coyley and Jacob Bradford coming in the fall. Again, both 4-star players, but also haven't done anything yet. You had one proven guy in Tamarcus Cooley. Now you have multiple proven vets to go along with the young talent. I love it because let's say for whatever reason, Harold Perkins is not fully healthy coming off of his injury or just doesn't work out at star. When Tamarcus Cooley came in, everyone said, oh, he can play safety, but he's also really good at nickel as well. Let's say Spears or Toviano does really well in fall camp. Well, now it just gives you more versatility. You can move Cooley to star if you need to. You can pair A.J. Haulcy with a Spears, with a Toviano, with one of the younger guys. I mean, it's not just one addition. Adding this one guy does every single thing for your secondary. I mean, this is a huge piece.
It could be, as you wrote here, it could be the final piece.
Yeah. But look, this is a guy, 259 tackles in 3 years at the safety spot. This guy can play. 7 interceptions. I mean, he can cover. He can come up and make the tackle. He's big enough. I mean, he's about 6'1", 200 pounds. Like, there's a lot to like about A.J. Haulcy.
Matt Jeff 504 says, college sports wasn't meant to be like that. It's an amateur sport, not a job. So I agree with you with the original intention of what college sports was meant to be. But we live in a capitalist society. A free market of both economics and ideas. And the market has shown that people will pay a ton of money you're kind of paying money by watching it. The market has shown that the sport generates a ton of money because the huge amount of people that love to watch it. And that when it comes to trying to win, people will pay a ton of money to get the players that best give them the chance to win. So you say it's an amateur sport, not a job. At the end, that's factually untrue now. I mean, and it is weird to me too, don't get me wrong. I look at that parking lot and you can see that, okay, yeah, these are pros now. Like that's the thing that stands out in my mind the most. Or how they talk. They talk about it like a job. Like the Jack Pyburn quote. Everybody's picking out other stuff from when he talked, a few months back. But one thing that I was like, okay, yeah, he's like, who wouldn't love to show up to work every day and blah, blah, do this, do that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's right. It's a job. So whatever it was meant to be, it's not what it is. And that's fine. And all I mean is, I don't know how you could be upset for a player when you earn opportunity. Again, you're not giving it. It's a meritocracy. They played well enough to get better opportunity. That's America, baby. And that's a hell of a pickup with Haulcy to cap off a hell of a transfer portal class. Now, hey, just go win game one. Go win game one. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.